Meeting. I'm about to get on a meeting.
Okay, we are here. This is Brian Bacchus. Of course, you know by now that you're not.
And I'm Jamal Smith. Oh, yep, whatever.
No, I said and.
Yeah,
that's all I was doing.
Smith. We want to thank you for showing up to our 37th episode of AltadenaTalks, where we provide you all the resources that we can find and the stuff that you share with us so that you can actually help recover from those devastating fires that happened 2 months ago tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 months ago tomorrow. Man, how time flies. So
it seems like a year.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I know we talk about it over and over again about how the time seems like it's longer than it really is, but man, that's the truth. And each step of the way, we're gonna be here with you, try to help out. Okay, so we're gonna jump into the announcements. I switched the order. I kind of got the real business stuff going, and then I try to end with some fun stuff. So we'll see. And in fact, let me do this. Then we do this.
This, and this.
That's right. So again, we have a town hall, a builders town hall. It's presented by AltadenaTalks Foundation, and it's actually going to be this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's at Victory Bible Church, 1497 North Hill Avenue in Pasadena. We want you to come have an informative, engaging, and empowering builders town hall. We want to help everybody move forward to rebuild Altadena. You can scan the code to register, and you can actually also go to the website or this hyperlink at altadenatalks.org/builders town hall. Again, the registration there's no cost. We just want a head count. We want to make sure that we have all the refreshments and water and food and stuff that you guys need based on the people who are going to attend. We'll circle back on this. We're going to talk a lot more detail about this during the show, and we'll get back to this in a second. Now we have the LA County Household Relief Grant. This you can apply now all the way through March 12th. Okay, cool. Thank you. You can get up to $18,000, and you fill this form out and you get the information from LACountyReliefFund.com. I did create this next slide so you can see in the pinkish reddish kind of color. This is the breakdown. You can get up to $6,000 if you're a household of 2 or less. And this is a household consisting of 1 or 2 members, including individuals living alone or couples without dependents. Or households of 3 or more can actually get up to $12,000. And these are households of at least 3 people where at least one person is a dependent minor or a dependent adult. And then lastly, you can get up to $18,000. This is for households with at least 4 people that include dependent minors and or dependent adults and consists of at least 3 generations. And one of the bullet points is there's only going to be 1 grant awarded per each address.
Make sure all your family members is there, because we don't want any problems that say little Nuck couldn't get included because he wasn't in the household. Just staying.
Who is it again? Who is it?
Little
we don't want to miss out on.
Little Nuck and Pojo and Snookums. That's a real one.
I know. I think I know it's Snookums.
Yeah, I know him too. Saw him the other day.
I went to college with a dude who went by Snooky. That wasn't his real name, though.
And Pookie.
Yeah, I know a Pookie too. Disaster relief claim assistance at Jackie Robinson Community Center at 1020 North Fair Oaks Avenue. This is on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Fridays from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Speaking of Snickers, that's where I saw him at Jackie Robinson Park.
Oh, there you go. So here are those critical dates and deadlines. Damn, I forgot to change this particular one. American Red Cross, that deadline is gone. So we're only focusing on FEMA registration and Small Business Association registration. Those two are, the deadline is the 10th. So that's coming up next week. And then the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, that deadline for you to fill out the right of entry form is the 31st of March. So don't hesitate. make your decision and move on forward. The disaster recovery centers are open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. This is at 540 West Woodbury Road in Altadena. And like I had yesterday, the permit center has split back away from the recovery center and is now relocated just like maybe a building over at 464 Woodbury Road, Suite 210. And they're open from Monday to Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
What up, Mark?
Hey. I love it. Mark is a cool dude. So these permit centers provide assistance for property owners navigating the rebuilding process, including permitting, planning, and other recovery-related services.
Recovery.
Thank you, man.
Who's in the mix?
Appreciate that. That's what I was doing. I was doing a mix, going back to the old DJ ways or times.
Recovery.
And there is an Altadena community meeting for those who actually are for homeowners and renters whose structures survived the Eaton fire. This is actually Monday, March 10th from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And it's at the County of Los Angeles YouTube channel. You can reach it at youtube.com/@County of Los Angeles Newsroom. And if you want to submit questions, scan the QR code. I think we have, they'll accept them up until Sunday. That's how they had been doing them for the other meetings. So go ahead and scan those that code and get your questions in.
Get your questions in.
So today, March 6th, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., there's a Zoom call. It's going to be an insurance expert Q&A. They're going to have Francisco Vega, who's a 17-year adjuster and trainer at major carriers. And they're going to answer a bunch of questions from him. So if you have questions about your insurance, please go ahead and tune in for this. Hopefully there'll be some great information. The way to register for this is to scan the QR code. All right. Now there is a virtual town hall being put on by the county, LA County Post-Fire Air, Soil, and Water Assessment Plan. This is today at 6 p.m. Right. So join the LA County Department of Public Health and partners for a virtual town hall on the Post-Fire Air, Soil, and Water Assessment Plan addressing air quality, soil and water testing, and next steps. The experts will provide testing results for completed assessments, explain what they mean, and answer your questions on how you can protect your health and community during recovery. It's going to be live streamed on Facebook, X, and YouTube. And each of those you would go to LA Public Health. So facebook.com/LA Public Health, x.com/LA Public Health, and same for YouTube. If you want to submit questions, there's a tiny URL. So you go to tinyurl.com and then it's post-fire-town hall. And each of those words has a capital at the beginning with hall also. But we'll have this on our website. I found this one. This seems like it'll be a little fun.
Looks exciting.
Yeah,
colorful. It's got big names in bold letters.
There you go.
Moby's going to be there.
Yeah,
Los Lobos. Sorry.
Musicians for Fire Relief, musical live stream and auction to benefit Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. So you get to watch for free on nugs.net. You can RSVP at bit.ly/music for fire relief. And it's today at 5 p.m. And it's hosted by radio legend Nick Harcourt and interviews by Lindsey Parker and Steve Bolton. Now you can go ahead and list some of them folks that are going to be there.
Hey, Lowell Tolhurst from co-founder of The Cure is going to be there, dude. And there's going to be Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, Diane Warren, who you guys probably don't know, but she's written half the songs that most of y'all made babies to over the years. So no bull crap, no, for real. Whitney Houston, what's her name? Toni Braxton, all those songs. Trust me. Then you got Moby, one of my favorites. He's just some abstract alternative artist, but
You
he got
turned me
some.
on to Moby.
Yeah, he got some funny videos. Though. That's how he has the turn. But he did the soundtrack for Matrix. Like the gun scene.
Oh, for real?
Where they were fighting when they were going to rescue Morpheus. And the bass comes in. Yeah, it gets you hyped, boy. You be like, yeah, get that food, yeah, turn upside down, fly through the air, yeah, get it, bend over backwards, do the
right.
But yeah, that's gonna be a good show.
Excellent. So there's another part to that, as I indicated before. There is a benefit portion, and so you get to bid on exclusive items from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, No Doubt, Weird Al Yankovic, Jack Johnson, David Havok, Kurt Cobain, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre, Bush, Jane's Addiction, Jackson Brown, Van Halen, Stephen Vai, Pamela DeBarge, Chase Atlantic, Aloe, and drummer James. This is all from musiciansforrelief.com. And there's a code down below. If you want to donate, there's a code on the left. And if you want to bid on items, it's the code on the bottom right. Now, I know it said in this previous one that you can live stream from that bit.ly. If you also go to Musicians for Fire Relief, I went there and it looked like they were going to, show it there. There's an embedded YouTube, channel. So you might be able to see it there as well. But it seems like it would be pretty cool if you have time. It's kind of, get your mind off all some of the craziness and enjoy yourselves with some music.
Yeah, leave it there for a second. Go back to that one. So you see that name on there that says Van Halen, right? They're from Pasadena, right? Only the biggest band on earth. We're selling out concerts and everything. If you're going to vote for anything to help with fire relief, vote on that. Because that's a native. And now back to you.
Cool. So we're going to go now to the pop-up salon. This is going to be tomorrow. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's at the Foothill Unity Center, 790 West Chestnut Avenue in Monrovia. This is put on by Beauty Bus.
The Beauty Bus.
And they're bringing the gift and lift of beauty to those affected by the recent fires.
Gift and lift. There you go again.
Haircuts, barbering, hairstyling, beard trims. I'm ignoring you right now. Tony, you should be proud of me, please. I sent the link in yesterday, but we didn't make the short link. So there it is. Type it in. You can scan.
Who's putting this on?
It is Beauty Bus.
What's that say at the bottom?
You got an RSVP with the link. It's Foothill Unity Center, which is where it's located. All right, man. Eaton Fire Relief. There's two things happening in this flyer. One is for donations. They list all the donations: disinfecting wipes, laundry detergent, kitchenware, toilet paper, paper towels, diapers, all those good stuff items. And now you can donate those Tuesday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then these items are going to be distributed on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're going to be distributed at 149 South Madison Avenue at Pasadena. This is the Junior League of Pasadena.
Yeah, that's below Colorado.
Below. And then this one seemed kind of fun yesterday too. Sunshine Skate Foundation is putting on an Altadena Wildfire Relief Skate-a-thon. It's at SoFi Stadium. So Saturday and Sunday, you can go from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's free parking. So you can roller skate for fun for kids 5 and older and adults. Rental skates and protective gear are available. There's going to be a live DJ and performances. So there'll be upbeat skate music and performances by Debbie Allen's Dance Academy. And
Tony, you're in the show now.
Yep. Community vendors. So enjoy concessions vendors, face painting, and photo booths. Early pricing is kids $10, adults $15. It doesn't say when the early pricing stops. So the proceeds benefit minority and youth programs in Altadena affected by the Eaton fires. Tickets and donations or more go to sunshineskatefoundations.com. What were we gonna say?
Man, why all the good stuff always happens when I'm not around? See, this is. I wanted to go to the skate-a-thon on Sunday.
Word.
Jeez Louise.
Mm-mm-mm.
Look at this. Obligations, man. Hey, Erica, how you doing?
So this is the thing that we were talking about.
Thank you.
I think that Zaire was mentioning as well. Community events for
Hey,
Saturday.
Corey. How you
There's a lot
doing?
going on. So there's a gas giveaway from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. The mobile gas station at 15 West Woodbury Road in Altadena. It's going to be $50 worth of free gas for the first 150 cars. There's going to be a festival of.
So that's 10 gallons. Make sure you know that's 10 gallons.
Yeah, nowadays, right?
I'm just saying.
Slightly less, depending upon what kind of gas you get.
Right, maybe 11.
Yep. Festival of Fun and Resources from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is at New Revelation Baptist
Church.
Yeah.
Baptist Church.
At 855 North Orange Grove Boulevard in Pasadena. There are going to be car giveaways, laptop giveaways. There's going to be a game truck, free food, and more. And lastly, for this flyer, it's a free comedy show from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Also at the New Revelation Baptist Church, featuring comedian Jay Red and special guests.
Okay, so leave it here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just tell y'all, do not park in the Vons, Vallarta, whatever parking lot. Just don't do it, because you will be towed. And then your fun day will turn into a fund day. So, just letting you know.
How do you know that? Did that happen to you or somebody told you?
I saw 3 people's cars getting towed at the one of the town halls.
Oh, okay. That's sad.
How do they verify that? They just watch.
Because they probably got the same flyers we got, and they wait until they see people parking and walking across the street. The best bet is to walk in the grocery store
and go buy something. Yep.
Don't even go buy nothing. Just walk in the grocery store, go walk all the way down to the other end, come out that door, and turn the corner. That's it.
Okay.
I just gave y'all game.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, y'all learned how to do it right here. AltadenaTalks. Here's a Black Family Wellness.
I like that flyer.
It is kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, it's so like all the generations of the family and everything. I really like
That's right. Yeah, we still together. Got 9 houses between us.
So this is March 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Jackie Robinson Community Center. Again at 1020 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Pasadena.
This comment is going back to the previous flyer. They want me to be doing comedy at the New Revelation Baptist Church.
They actually don't. You're just comedy 24/7.
No, they requested. I said no. I got other obligations.
There's no way.
So for registration information for the Black Family Wellness Expo, go to bfwellness91109@gmail.com. There's going to be free health screenings, free Colgate dental screenings, workshops and resources, snacks, and community resources. And also our friends at Union Station Homeless Services, they have Eaton Fire Relief pickup information, and this is on Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Again, you can get these hygiene kits, new bedding, towels, and clothing, full-size body wash, bar soap, shampoo, and conditioners, shelf-stable food, sack lunches and snacks, baby items, assorted gift cards. And this is at 412 South Raymond Avenue in Pasadena. Again, Wednesdays, 11 to 7. And you get information at Eaton Fire at ushs.org.
USHS.
And here we have the Laundry Love that we had mentioned before. Every Wednesday evening from 5:30 to 8:30, you can actually wash up to 6 regular loads for free. Sponsored by Vallejo Drive, Seventh-day Adventist Church in Glendale. And to register, there we have the bit.ly link right next to us here. It's bit.ly/40, capital R, capital B, lowercase v as in Victor, capital L, and the number 9.
Number 9.
World Central Kitchen, again, is serving hot meals, offering portable water stations, and supporting farmers markets. Some of the hubs that are local are Pasadena Sierra Madre YMCA. This is at 611 East Sierra Madre Boulevard in Sierra Madre, and Gordy's Garage Parking Lot at 843 West Woodbury Road in Altadena. Both locations are open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then reopen from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
So before we start this, so Corey, go to have your son go up to New Revelation Baptist Church and find out more information, because that's the only thing we can tell you. We just make the announcement.
From 11 to 2. It doesn't have a number for you to call, but yeah, you definitely want to go. And
speaking of, on the same flyer, Ziva said landlords give tow trucks access to their cameras. They see you walk away, they swoop in and pick up your car. You ain't never lied.
Wow.
Yes, they are, Corey. Yes, they are. Be very aware.
So again, just want to reiterate, this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we have our first Builders Town Hall at Victory Bible Church, 1497 North Hill Avenue in Pasadena. We're going to have a whole lot of folks that are there. You can register with the QR code or go to AltadenaTalks.org/Builders Town Hall. And to give you far more details and get you excited about it, I'll pass it over to Tony.
Yes, indeed.
I wasn't quite ready. Hey, good morning. Morning, gentlemen, and everybody else.
Morning.
Yeah, so we're 2 days away from the town hall. I almost said town home. From the town hall, and really looking forward to it. We have, I think, I'll check now, but this morning 115 people were registered. So word is getting out. I know that there are several government officials that are planning on attending, from the governor's office, FEMA, a bunch of different places. They won't be the panelists, but apparently they have heard about it and they plan on attending. So that's a good thing. We may have time at the end for them to speak, or for at least people to ask them questions, right? So any of them that are there, just like the SBA, the gentleman from the Small Business Administration that reached out, and he's going to have a couple of his customer service representative people there, so that at the end, I'm going to work to get an area for them, so that if anybody wants to fill out a loan application, they can, because the deadline, he told me yesterday, was like in 5 days. So I don't know if that means on Monday or 5 days from Saturday, but either way, that deadline is coming up. So he wants to make sure that if anyone needs to apply, they can. My understanding is it's a quite cumbersome process as far as filling that application out, and that they are really trying to help people fill those out so that they can, do what they need to do. Trying to think if there's anything else that, I know Corey is on here today. She said she's been in meetings this week and hasn't been able to be on, but we talked about not only chimneys yesterday and that great graphic that the county has up that Jamal showed, but we did speak a little bit about the trees. I think I posted the link about how now Altadena, or the colonel, has said you don't have to cut down your trees, even if they're saying they're going to die in 5 years, which they're saying you can keep them. You just have to sign the waiver. And so Corey posted or sent me an inbox of the actual waiver. I downloaded it as a PDF, so I can't put it here, but maybe Jamal, I can get that over to you later, and either you could put up or somehow we can put that link up. But there is a waiver on the county site. I do know that because when I sent the email or whatever to my mom a couple days ago, I sent a link and she said, oh yeah, I got it. I went on, I got my email from the county. So she now is doing like me, where she's getting all the emails and the alerts and everything, which is good, because I've been saying, like, you can sign up for alerts for everything. The county, the governor's office, the office of, emergency services, the commissioner's office, all the newspaper articles, everything, so that you are kept in the loop and as abreast as we are. And if not, we're here to, give it to you. So that's fine. But
one thing to note about that, though, is you're going to be inundated with stuff that pertains to you, but a whole lot that's not. But what's cool is you get exposed to things that you weren't normally exposed to. Because I have both I get text messages now as well as emails, so
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like we're steady at that 115. If more people register, fine. If not, that's a really good number. There's been some changes in people who are supposed to be there. One of the her name is Jasmine Schuper with Green Line Housing. She inboxed me yesterday saying that something came up with her daughters and she's not going to be able to be at this one, but she will still come on the podcast, and she will be at future town halls. And so I told her that's fine. I did ask her if there's anyone from her organization that can come. I haven't heard back from her. So if I don't hear back from her by end of today, I'll remove her from the flyer. But I also got a call from Pastor John, my pastor, a few minutes ago, right before the podcast started. And he said, I have somebody I really want you to vet today. And if you can vet her and she's aligns with what you guys are doing, can you add her? And I said, well, yeah, because Jasmine's not coming, so she would take that slot. So he just did a group text with her. I'm going to connect with her later on today. And if she aligns, I'll get her information. I'll check her license number with the state. I'll get her bond and insurance like I've done with everyone else and really vet her well, ask her the questions, as far as what we can do. And then she might be on the panel on Saturday instead. So, yeah, I don't know if anybody has questions about this Saturday that they, want answered. We are trying to see what we can do to stream. I also told Pastor John, I said, can we make sure we record this? So he's going to talk to Pastor Angel, who is our executive pastor, and she handles all of that. Usually Brian is there either live streaming or recording, but he has to go to a conference. He's got to drive away. He'll be there.
I have someone that I was going to tell you that earlier. I have someone that's going to come up there and take pictures and videos.
Oh, cool. So that's great. I know there's a couple reporters that are coming. I know there's supposed to be a Wall Street Journal reporter, and I believe Pasadena Black Pages and potentially Pasadena Now. So there will be press coverage. Nice. But hopefully my church can record it as well. And if so, that'll just be great. DBC also has a YouTube, and we can share that. But yeah, there's some good things on the horizon that will come out of this. I also asked him, since he called me, I was like, hey, can we do this again? He said, whatever you need. So when the three of us were talking about this week, and I said, well, let's wait and see how this one goes. And if it goes well and we're able to do it again. But he said, yes. So we'll just have to figure out whether we do it in 6 weeks or what the people want and need, because it's about the people of Altadena. If they say, can we do it again in a month? We'll try to do that. If a month is too soon because it's all overwhelming with everything else and 6 weeks seems better, we'll do that. But we do want to continue to bring people before you that will be beneficial to you, right? To Altadena. So yeah, we're working on part two of this, and we'll see what we can do.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Housing services can be contacted and make people available. I don't know about this. I will see. I don't know if it can be in 2 days, but yeah, I can see.
Oh yeah, the next one. Corey, we don't know. We don't know what they're going to bring.
Look them up now and see if I can contact somebody today to see whether or not. But if not on this one, then yeah, for the future for sure.
Like, what type of materials would they be bringing? Like bricks or tiles or something?
Samples of treated wood or metal? Is that maybe what
I
you're
don't
referring
know.
to?
Okay, so builders are not going to bring materials here on Saturday.
They're going to tow a whole house and show you.
So what's going to happen is everyone is going to have about 15 minutes to speak. They will have presentations that we will put up on the screens so you can see designs that them as designer builders have available now. Most of it is on their website. You do a contact form, you look at the plans that they have, and you say, this is what I like, but the square footage is not right for my footprint. How can we modify that, right? So that's one possibility. Others will say, you can work with me. This is work that I have done, and we can start from scratch. All of the people, we're trying to bring as many one-stop shop type design builders as we can, meaning they're designers, they're builders, they have architects on their team, they have surveyors, everything, so that you don't have to
soup to nuts.
Go hire a surveyor for, $3,000. Go hire an architect for $15,000+. Go hire a builder, find a contractor. We're trying to just bring people to you. Now, there are some that are just architects. We have a couple that are construction firms, and then they partner with architects, or whatever. But we're trying to just make it easy for people to get information. Number one, they're going to talk about the process, the build process. They're going to talk in detail about the permitting process. They're going to be speaking on, hold on, let me see. I need to bring this flyer up because I don't have everything in my brain at this moment. But they're going to be speaking on, hold on.
Insane in the membrane.
I know, right? Okay, let's see. Where is this flyer? And the flyer has changed. So they're going to be speaking on, like I said, Ariel Babikian. He is an architect, but he builds houses with steel instead of wood, right? So obviously we're in a high fire risk area, a zone. So we need to look at some alternative. Then we are going to hear from some of them about the hardscaping, because we know that we've got to have hardscaping, meaning siding that's fireproof, meaning how concrete plays a role in fireproofing, how the roofing, whether you want tiles that look like Spanish tiles or that look like wood shingles, like you may have previously had, but they're not that. It's built out of materials that are fireproof, or tin or metal roofs, right? Which are not burning, which are fireproof. So a lot of them are going to talk about different things and designs and building code and what materials they have and they are utilizing for building with 2025 and beyond standards and codes. As far as materials, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, nobody is going to bring sample material for you to fill. But I will tell you what, since that question has arisen, I will go back and I will text all of them today and say, hey, if by chance you have any of the building materials that are fireproof that you want to bring as a sample so people can see, so that it's tangible, bring it, right? I'll text everybody shortly and tell them that, because if that helps people, then that's fine. If that helps them visualize. We are having a CAL FIRE fire chief come, and he's going to kick it off right after me, so that if you'd like to see, one is asking me now, do you want us to have a video presentation for Saturday? If you'd like to. It's okay. So
that's your 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. But I've already said this to all of them, whether you want to bring a slideshow, whether you want to bring a video presentation, whatever you want to do.
They read your mind, Corey. They read your mind.
Is this is not going to be an outside thing. This is going to be a presentation of mainly, a lot of them are not. And so what is happening now, Aaron, is a lot of the fireproofing, the hardscaping materials. I know somebody in LA who has a Spanish tile roof, and I thought it was normal Spanish tile. And he was like, no, none of it is actual tile. It's not the tile that we know, right? And also tile, just like brick, is very porous. So just like they're saying, tear the chimneys down or take up the patios and all of that, because if there were brick landscape or whatever, it's porous. So it seeped in all the toxic, whether it's lead or the, from the ash or whatever. So that stuff has to go. Some roofs with Spanish tiles burned. Some houses didn't. Who knows why? We don't know why the fire skipped places and didn't skip places or whatever. But you can you can have tiles that look like they're Spanish tiles, but it's all hardscaping and it's all fireproof. So each of these builders, I've already told, you need to have a presentation of whatever it is, right? Where Corey, you're not even going to be here, and you're giving all this. They need to bring this. They need to bring this. They need to bring this.
That's why I was laughing earlier.
Right?
Hey,
We're gonna have you fly out here.
First of all, hold on. First of all, they're design builders. They know what this is. I've had multiple conversations with them, and they know this is to help the community and say, this is what my particular company offers. This is what I can do. How they bring that, whether it's a video that's showing it all, whether it's slides, whether it's here's what I've done, pictures, or whether it's plans, right? Because what I showed on here that day, what Kendra did, we talked to her on a Friday. She was here, and I showed it on Monday. Do you still have that, Jamal, where you could show?
Which one now? I'm sorry.
Do you still have that PDF from Kendra of the plans, the design plans for the house she mocked up in a weekend?
Oh, yeah. Let me find that. It'll take a minute, but I'll find it.
Okay, that's cool. So I've said this to everybody who's going to be on this panel. You are, and not trying to say they're trying to be salespeople, but they are trying to show this is what I can do as a design builder. This is what my company does. However, not just what their company does. I have them each speaking about specific things, right? Again, one is going to speak to the permitting process for LA County, Pasadena, or whatever. And then what their experience with the county or the cities are, because they're all builders. One is going to speak to the design process when you go back and forth, right? So everybody, and all of these builders, I think there's only one that's been around 17 years. Everybody else has been around much longer, some 30, some 20, and this is what they do every day. So they're not going to bring their showroom to victory because we don't have the space for it, but they know what to do to present to people and to be sensitive because people have just lost everything they have, but they're going to, with sensitivity, bring and show what they can do, what they can offer, and how they can partner with all the other builders. Because this is not just, hey, I'm here and I'm going to sell you me. This group that we vetted is, hey, we're presenting this to Altadenians. You can use any of them, or you can work together because they want to collaborate together to help rebuild our town. Hopefully that helps with some of the questions. But definitely, they're going to bring everything that they need to show people exactly what's available out there, not just from them, but from all of them as a whole and from the industry. And there's one lady that's coming named Allison. Is it Allison? No, Melissa Otten. She's not a builder at all, but she is with the Building Industry Association of Southern California. And she is going to present for a few minutes and talk about what the BIA is, because all of these builders are either part of it or connected to it. They all have industry, I don't want to say talk shows, but what are they? Industry shows that, that will be at the Civic Center.
Trade shows.
Trade shows. Thank you. Trade shows. They go, they see all the materials. She will also have a lot of resources, meaning if you are looking only specifically for an architect, right? And you don't see anybody or talk to anybody that's on the panel or hear anything you want, she will have additional resources for architects, for plumbers, for electricians, for whatever you need. The BIA has those resources available. So she will be there to talk about that as well. Ariel, Allison. So Allison, Patrice with Williams Homes, Salamine from Vivier Construction, Kendra Customs Homes, they've all come on the show or on our podcast. Dr. Ellen Williams will be there. She is an Altadenian, and any of you that know her or Ishelle, their mother Tilly, or whatever, they're longtime Altadenians who lost 4 homes. And she happens to be a psychologist, so she is going to come and speak for a few minutes to everybody about mental health and the stress and the trauma that this has caused everyone, and how to hopefully deal with it, how to help process, and how to because this is a whole process, right? The grieving, the initial shock, the grieving, and then to be able to even get your mind to be ready to talk to builders to move forward. That's a whole process. So she's going to talk a little bit about that. Erica, are you coming to on Saturday? Because Altadena is not all Black, and so we're not having all Black. We are having a diverse town hall, and there are plenty. And if you go back and look at our YouTube channel, you can see all the people that have come on already to see the number that we've brought. But our flyer is out there. You can go on our website and look at the flyer, and you can also see. But
the link is right there on the screen.
Thank you. But I'm not trying to make this about all Black, because Altadena is not an all Black town. It never has been. It's a very diverse town, and I want diversity in my builders, because we're going to build back diverse. We're going to build back, hopefully, the majority of Altadenians are going to build back, and we're still going to have white, Black, Asian, Latino, Filipino, whatever on the block. And my particular focus is not about it being everybody has to be Black. We do have several, but that's not what it's about for me. That's not where my heart is. And when I started thinking about this, and the vision that God gave me was not that. So if that's the only thing that you're concerned with, and hopefully it's not, this town hall may not be for you, but I hope it is, because I really want everybody to come out and see who, whether they're Black or white or whatever, who they hear from, and see what a builder can offer, and then decide based on that who to connect with. And if it is important that it is someone of the Black culture, right? We do have builders there that will be able to help you. And if that's your focus and you want to work with only them, by all means, go ahead. But we do have 2 or 3, I believe. And we have several women. We only have 3 men and I think 4 women. But either way, I'm really focused on building Altadena back. And I do hope that we come back as diverse as we've always been, and that our builders are diverse as well. So
well,
that's
statistically, in late 80s, early 90s, the Black population was 47%. So it could be considered all Black then, because that's majority of what we saw. But
that wasn't even, that's not the majority. 47 is less than 50%. So it's never been all
no.
Black.
What we would see going through our daily routine.
Because you remember, I didn't grow up on
because you was on the other side. See,
exactly.
We saw you on the other side.
There were only 4 of us on the whole block, the whole entire 57 years at the most, and I didn't see that. So for me, that's not been my focus, because I've always had everybody else on the block. But
well, our street wasn't all Black either.
Yeah,
I lived on Mountain View. We had a lady that was white that owned a horse ranch right there. She let us ride her horses. There was 2 Mexican families, and
yeah. And I know people keep trying to give the narrative Altadena has been an all Black town always, and it's historically all Black town. It never has been. It was not that ever. Yes, we've had a lot of us there, and we do know the historical fact that you could buy an Altadena without the red lining. There were still issues, and we still had a lot of hurdles, but that whole narrative is what it is, right? I just know Altadena has been a beautiful place to grow up and live. It's been extremely diverse, and I want it to be that again.
Yeah, because those people knew that we all could get along, like Rodney King said. We never had any issues.
Like Glenn said.
Yeah. I have to say Rodney because nobody knows Glenn.
Exactly. Those of us that grew up and knew him knew his name was Glenn. People from the
we know him by Fig.
Right. We called him Glenn.
Right.
But anyway, but yeah, so hopefully that doesn't make anybody feel bad or whatever, but it will be very, very, yes, yes. Thank you, Elaine. And that's how I feel, and that's what it's always been. But anyway, I'm not even gonna get into what the media and what people have put in the media and all that. So that's fine. No, it's not a problem, and it is for information, exactly. And we should all advocate for everyone, right? To me, I'm advocating for all of Altadena. I'm not advocating for one group of people based on a skin color. I'm advocating for Altadena because that's where I've been, right? 2 years old.
Life.
And exactly. And I'm 59. And so to me, I want my beautiful, diverse Altadena back to be just as beautiful as it always has been. The homes, I want them to be beautiful and diverse. I'm hoping we don't see cookie cutter because we've never been cookie cutter, right? As people, as homes or anything. You do have one that's Spanish tile next to you. Then you got one with shingle. Then you got one that's a box. You got one that's a shack, whatever. You got exactly, Corey. Everything, and going in and out each other's houses and spending the night, and nobody cares, right?
No.
And so that's what I'm hoping that we can focus on is us being beautiful Altadena again, and not on one particular culture or people only. So yeah, that's kind of been my heart and my thought. And if that's bad, I apologize. And I just hope the majority of us, all of us, are able to rebuild. I hope there's affordability when it comes to it, which is another thing that I have asked when vetting these builders, is about the affordability, is about them working together to make sure that when they are going to the lumber suppliers or the siding suppliers or the roofing or the sheetrock or the flooring suppliers, right? That if you've got 10, 20 builders, that they can get some kind of deal because these suppliers know that they're all working together. That's how we're going to have affordability and people be able to build these homes back. Instead of people coming in to buy land that either want to gentrify only or want to get this land, build and flip, right? We are trying our best to keep people from doing that. However, there are people that are selling. There are elderly that are selling because they can't even think about building back because of their age, or they don't have children or family. And I've heard a lot of people, or seen on some of the Facebook pages, where people are upset. And I keep saying, please give people grace, give one another grace, because I don't know your situation. You don't know mine. And I don't want to make anybody feel bad because of a decision that they have to make. Obviously, there are people trying to do land trust and bring people together to say, hey, sell to next generation Altadenian, or sell to someone else who is from Altadena, has moved away, they want to come back and they want to buy the land. That's great. The FHA 203H loans can help with that because you can buy land and build. But a traditional loan is not going to allow you to buy the land and build on if you're looking at a traditional. So we got to get that information out there, right? And make sure that people know what their options are. So that's really part of this, is making sure people are informed, making sure people know what is, yes, Ziva, what is out there, that these people have been vetted. I have personally spoken to everyone that's on this panel that's going to be there Saturday. I have personally gone to the California Contractors Board and their site, and I have checked every single license. So nobody that's going to be there Saturday has an inactive or suspended license, nor do they have any complaints. I have made sure of that myself. I have also contacted the insurance and the bond companies that they've given me, because I have asked for their bond number and the amount. The minimum amount they're supposed to have is $15,000. Everybody that will be there Saturday has a $25,000 bond. I have personally verified that, and I have personally verified whether they have $1 million or $2 million, depending on what they told me, what their insurance is. So that I can guarantee you that I, Antoinette Elizabeth, look, I done told y'all my middle name, Rains, or Tony Bailey, which is my maiden name, right? The Bailey part. So Antoinette Elizabeth Bailey Rains, aka Tony, has literally personally done. I will promise you, and I guarantee you all of that. And that these, and I have also checked on Yelp reviews. I've checked with the Better Business Bureau. I have not found any complaints because I'm not
Tell you, AltadenaTalks Foundation Watchdog Services.
That's why she is our vetter extraordinaire.
I'm not playing it. Y'all know I used to be y'all know I used to be in law enforcement several years. So I am an investigator by nature. I am a researcher. My whole entire government name.
Government.
Because I done told y'all Elizabeth, which was my grandmother's first name. So I love that anyway. But I'm super serious because, again, my parents are almost 87 and 83. They've been there since I was 2. This is where I get emotional. I don't want nobody taking advantage of my parents, and I don't want anybody taking advantage of anyone else in Altadena. Not just my parents, but aunts and uncles, extended family aunts and uncles that are in their 80s. There are people older than my parents in their 90s. I don't want to see any of our elders of our town taken advantage of. And so I'm doing everything I can to make sure that these people are vetted properly and they come to this and other ones that we may have, but that they're right. And I'm going to tell you something. I go to Victory Bible Church and Pastor Jonathan DeCure is my pastor, and he's playing no games. And if I bring somebody in his church that's on some foolishness, I'm going to get talked to. Me and him have gone like oil and water before, and I'm not trying to have that either. So it's very, very important to me that this is right on Saturday and that the people that come are right and are vetted. And another thing, and I will say this, people that come, whether you're realtors, whether you're loan officers, who knows what, because anybody can register and come to this, you will not be given a platform to speak if you have not been vetted and you are part of the panel. And there are people that will be watching, including me. We ask that you don't try to solicit people either for business. So whether you're a realtor, these people that are coming, the majority that have lost everything, they're very sensitive right now. This is still an emotional time. And I don't want anybody coming saying, hey, I'm a realtor. Let me give you my card. Do you want to sell or do you need it or whatever, right?
You're right.
If I see it, you will be escorted out because Victory has our own security. If I see it, I'm gonna call you out. I don't want that because we do not want people coming and feeling like they've been ambushed, because that's not what this is about. This is not to get people to sell. This is not to try to sell people on you have to use these people. This is simply informative. This is who we are. This is what we offer. And more importantly, these are the steps to get you to the place to rebuild. And these are the hurdles that you might encounter along the way with the county or the city, right? If you're in Pasadena versus Altadena. And this is how we mitigate those hurdles and get through these steps. These are the pros and cons of building this way versus using this material. These are the cost, like I spoke about the other day. They don't want anybody going back gas. They want everybody to be electric, right? But some people, and you do still have that right to have gas, appliances, and things like that, know that that is about an $8,000 cost on top of if you went electric. And the only reason that is because they've removed everything from the property. So there's no gas lines connecting to the houses. So now you've got to go to where the gas comes from Edison, from SoCal Gas, and you've got to bring gas lines to your new home, right? So just know that the group of people that we have coming Saturday for this first town hall has been vetted. I've talked to them about all of this. I have, I believe, 3 builders that have architects that are at every single planning meeting and planning commission meeting that has been, and permit meeting, planning and permit meetings and commission meetings that there have been. So Well, Ziva, electric is more expensive in the long run, yes, but that's why they're trying to say if they want everybody to have all electric and all get solar panels on the houses. But the infrastructure can't handle that, and the lines can't handle that. Right now, Edison put the power poles and lines back up. They're not energized to the homes or anything, but that's what they've done. Instead of digging trenches, going underground and putting the transformers underground, they put new poles up and put new transformers up. Well, when they're above ground, they can't not handle full electric houses. It takes, it's 200 amperage is my understanding for a normal house. And that's why like you upgrade from a 1 to a 200 panel, right? And that's what the power poles can handle with the transformers above ground. If they would have dug trenches and put all the lines underground and the transformers underground, then it can handle 400 amperage. When that happens, you can have an all electric house. So right
like they
now,
do in Santa Clarita and all those communities.
and all these planned communities, right, where they build them brand new and they do it that way. So for them to say, oh, we need all electric, or you have to have all electric appliances and we're forcing you to have panels is shenanigans. And I have panels on my roof that I got in 23. Well, I got them after April 23. After April 23, they changed to net metering 3.0. And instead of you get 100% of the solar, the sun rays that you generate, right, to Edison, we only get credit for 25%. So they steal basically 75% of the energy that my panels generate. People that were grandfathered in prior to April of 23 that have their previous plan, they're now trying to change that because Edison is saying, oh, they're not contributing enough. And people that I know that used to get a credit every year on their true up bill, because once a year you'd get a true up. I have a friend that just got a true up last month and her bill was $1,000. And I have neighbors that got the same $1,000 bill because they're stealing 75% of what our panels generate. Mind you, this past summer, there weren't all the blackouts that there had been in previous years because all of us that have panels generate and pay into or give energy into the grid. So it's constant shenanigans with the California Public Utilities Commission bowing to Edison and PG&E and all of that. And then they want to always hike rates. But then even with panels, we're still not getting everything that we generate. So we as people are going to have to start to really fight that and go to these CPUC meetings and all of that. So
that's funny.
So mine, I don't have a battery. I am getting one, but I can tell you this. In my neighborhood this past summer when there were blackouts, because your panels hold energy for a little while, I never went out. And so even though you don't have a battery, because what you have to do when you have a battery, you have to switch off of the grid onto your battery anyway, or off of your panels. But don't believe that if you don't have a battery, you automatically have a blackout, because there were blackouts in my neighborhood where my neighbors didn't have power and I still did for a couple hours because I have panels. So even though you don't have a battery, it's still hooked up and you still do have some residual power that comes in. So either way, it just depends on what the governor's office and the county agree upon as far as waiving the requirement for the panels or not, waiving the requirement for the sprinklers or not, and then saying you have to have an all-electric house versus you can still have gas. I do know that right now they have said you still do have the option to have gas, but there's just a larger cost, about $8,000, because that gas has to now be brought back in. You have to have gas lines coming back to your house. What are some of the questions that are popping up, you guys? I'm trying to
wasn't really any questions
as I'm talking, or comments.
No, you were answering them as they went.
I was trying to,
I know you're way past it, but I can't for the life of me find those sketches from Kendra. Do you remember what format it was on? I went to WhatsApp, went to text, went to email.
PDFs. Did I send them in WhatsApp? I think
That's
I did.
No, I don't think we had that then.
I just checked it. I didn't see it. But anyway, I'll keep looking. Just so you know, I'm I'm diligently looking.
He was opening up all the files,
Okay, so I just got a text that said, we don't know what you're talking about. What is true up? Okay, so the previously grandfathered in solar panels, you would get a credit at the end of every year. You would not get a bill every single month like a regular Edison bill. They would send you something once a year called a true up bill. And generally people had a credit. Some people would have $100 credit. Some people might have $500 credit or whatever because of how much electricity you generated and gave to the grid. So you would get a true up bill. Mine that I've had for just over a year, almost, a year and a few months. I don't get a true up bill. I get a bill every month from Edison. And I can tell you, I do see a difference. My bills prior to getting my panels were about $400 a month. Ridiculousness, right? And I work from home, but I love like sunshine. So I always keep all of my stuff open. But my bills now are around $200 a month. Sometimes they're a little lower, $180 or whatever. I have 14 panels. I do not have a battery. I plan on getting 6 more panels and a battery, hopefully within this next year, because I know rates are going to continue to increase because that's what Edison does, right? So true up bills, people would get one bill and it's on the anniversary of the date that you did your panels. And you would generally get your bill and it would be a credit. Now people are getting their true up bill, and everybody that I know that has got a true up bill in the last 2 years, their bill is $1,000 even, which is to me kind of weird or coincidental. How is everybody's bill automatically $1,000 when people have different amounts of panels? Some people have 20, some people have 30, some people have 24. So how's everybody's true up bill saying, oh, you owe $1,000? That
across
means
everybody
across the board, everybody generated the same exact amount of energy. To me, that's just like not
even the people that went on vacation for a month.
Exactly.
Didn't turn on anything.
You were playing major games. So so sorry about that. Thank you, Mother. That was from my mother, you guys. She texted me like, we don't know what you're talking about. What is true? So and that's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
She's not on Facebook asking the question. She's going to text me, which is fine. And that's part of this. We want to make sure we provide clarity. We don't want people being confused from things that they hear on our podcast. So that's what a true up is. And basically it's just leveling it out. Meaning if we gave you too much energy, you need to, or gave you too much credit, you pay us. Or if we didn't charge you enough, or, if we didn't charge you, you owe us. And if you gave us more than enough, we give you a credit. That's what I meant to say. We give you a credit. So it used to be everybody prior to April 23 got massive credits. And now everybody owes. And I just get a bill each month and I owe, a couple $100 and I just pay it like regular. So for me in net metering 3.0, it didn't change. I've paid a bill every month. The difference was my amount changed a little bit. I'm at about half at what I was prior to, because I'm gonna tell you, 2 summers ago when I think July my bill was $600, August my bill was $800, I was like, oh no, I cannot do this again.
No fluctuations.
No, and that was when we had 2 summers ago, it was super hot for like 2 weeks straight, 110 or something ridiculous. And by December 23, that's when my panels got put on my roof, because I was like, I can't afford $600 and $800 a month electricity bills. And I don't even like AC. I'm not turning my air on until it's at least 100, because I'm always cold. So I ride around with my seat heaters and my steering wheel heater on my car all year round. And in my house, it's a minimum of 74 to 76 all year round. So I don't even like AC. So how turning it on for a quick second, is it, I don't sleep with the air on. I don't sleep with fans on. I don't sleep with windows open because I don't like the cold. So, but my bills were quite high and I was like, yeah, never again. So now they're about $200 a month. But, I still think I need a few more panels.
Summer's coming.
I think I want a battery, because when I plug my car in at night, like we were talking about and you guys were clowning, I do it after 9 p.m. because I know the rates, right? During the day, the rates are higher, or during that 4 to 9 p.m., the rates are like 63 cents a kilowatt.
You got that Verizon plan
versus 23 cents a kilowatt otherwise. But a lot of people don't know. And then, if you don't understand about the ghost energy, like if you keep your toaster plugged in all day or lamps or whatever, right? It's just sucking energy even though you're not using anything.
It's like the phone chargers.
No, you don't get a major credit when you first purchase it. You get up to $7,000 on your taxes the next tax season.
Yeah, they be lying to you, talking about, yeah, we're going to give you $30,000.
Right. And no, they don't just take it off as a credit. It's a tax credit, and you file it when you file your taxes the next year, depending on when you get them. So if somebody got panels this year, they wouldn't see it now. They would get it. And that's only if you buy them. I bought mine outright cash. If you lease them or if you finance them, you are not going to see that, because if you lease them, that credit the credit goes to the company who put them on your house. And if you sell your house when you have panels, that person who buys your house has to agree to take over that lease.
That's how they get you.
Which is why I didn't, which is why I'm like, nope. I cashed out some of my company stock. And I was like, I'm buying these jokers outright because I didn't want that hassle. I didn't want to have to worry about if I sell my house or leave my house to my kids, if they got to do, go to this company and all the foolishness. And no, you do not get that credit taken off. It is just like an electric vehicle. You don't get that taken off right then. You get it as a tax credit.
Hey, what happens if they don't want to keep up your lease? If you sell your house, do they have to take the panels off?
They will. They will.
Then we're going to get off panels.
Or put it like this. They will either, this is what I've heard. Panels. I've heard they will either take them off the house or they will turn them off. Meaning you don't get credit for anything. Right. They could sit up there, but they're no longer activated. And so you're under the regular rates of Edison or PG&E, whoever you have. But I have heard that companies will make an appointment and go up on that roof and take everything off. I don't know. I haven't experienced it, but I've heard that could happen. So.
Well, for those whose homes, when they rebuild them, actually get the sunlight, this is fabulous information. For those, like we talked before about that mandate, for those that got all those trees, like your parents' house, it's just not going to make any sense. So they got to give some sort of a concession to those.
Because you're not going to get that 14 to 16 hours of sunlight you need to charge them bad boys up. You're going to get 7. That's not even efficient.
The thing about it is, depending, like when it's hot, right? The sun by 10 a.m., it starts to get to the panels, depending on it. My roof has literally no trees. I have one big palm tree in my backyard, but it doesn't interfere. And so from about 10 a.m. until the sun sets, my panels are getting energy from the sun. So, it's good the way my house faces east and the way my roof is, so that I can get all of that. But yeah, somebody up in Altadena where you might have 2 big oaks, 3 big oaks, or deodoras or something like that, and your roof literally will not get sun. And they really want you to be able to have the western sun that is after 12 noon, because between 12 and 3 is the hottest time of the day. The sun is the hottest. So they try to put the panels where they're facing west. And that's when you're going to get the most sun to give you the electricity. For me, that worked anyway, because they're on the back of my house, and they were like, oh, well, we'll put some here. I was like, no, you won't, because I don't want any on the front. That's tacky. That's ugly. No, you're going to put them all on the back.
She got solar on her house.
Right. So for me, right. I think that's so horrible. So for me, it worked because it faces that way. Do refis for people. That's usually how I find additional info for the owners that they never knew. Yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit what I personally know about solar. Oh, and I know that people have said Altadena Solar. There's a company that I think resells solar in Altadena called Altadena Solar, and they were beneath the bunny. What's it called? Not Lord, don't let me say this wrong. Because you know what I was going to say, Brian, the Bunny Ranch. The Bunny Museum. The Bunny Museum on Altadena Drive and Lake. And so they were down there and it burned up too. So people have been saying, hey, support them, you know, but I went with a company called Mona Lee, Monalee or Lea. And when I tell you, I spent $14,000 for my 14 panels, but that included putting them on everything. Oh, the invoice. Oh, never mind. Everything. I just had an email come in. I'm sorry, you guys. That was really good. And I told them they worked with me super well to lay out all the plans, how I wanted it on the house and all of that. But they cut out a lot of the middleman stuff. So that included like their subcontractors coming to put them up, buying all the panels, having them delivered, all of that. Everybody else that I did quotes for the same 14, I thought I only wanted 14. Now I think I want 20 because I just didn't know, right? But, and I can get the 6, but the 14 was the least expensive, was 26,000, 30, 40, 56, and 65 for the same exact 14 panels. And I found Mona Lee and I spent 14 grand. So I don't know anything about Altadena Solar. I don't know how much they charge as a middleman or anything like that. But if anybody does want to consider solar and they need that information,
yes, we're gonna be vetting some solar companies.
Mona Lee is a really good. I have experience with them, and I can even bring the name and number of my rep that I dealt with. They're not like normal sales trying to sell, but once you go on their site, then they'll have somebody contact you and you work like a customer success rep. So that's what he was, but I can definitely bring that person, not maybe on, but their information on. And if I need to try to bring them on, I might be able to do that too. Who knows? But yeah, we can also try to bring Altadena Solar on or whatever when people get to that point, if they're mandated or if they have sun and they want that.
Well, I think that brings us to 1 hour and 12 minutes of showtime. And we just want you see the link at the bottom, click that. It's a free ticket. We just need the head count. You can always just show up, but you won't be getting no sandwich. I'm telling you, you're doing it by the book. You got time to be, we're not going to be making no smorgasbord right there. Or what you need, you want pepper jack? None of that. So check it out. Click the link, RSVP. More to come. This one, hopefully, if everything goes well and we're great, we can do more. And, just highlighting to what Tony said, Altadena people are real fickle and we hate liars. And we don't like people that come in and want to try to take over. And, even though we're very diverse, we're very protective of our diversity. So you got 3 people that's on this podcast that are very transparent, very real, going to tell you the truth. We're not being paid to bring these people on at all. In fact, we're coming out of the pocket to do this. So that's why we have a nonprofit. So you can go donate to us so we can continue to do things like this. We're going to do it anyway, but with your help, it'll make it a lot easier.
And for me, joining, I'm super appreciative of Brian and Jamal because they saw things that I was posting. Brian did and was like, I got to bring Tony on because she seems to have accurate information, blah, 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 blah.
He was sharing everything you were sharing.
I know, I got tired of sharing it. So I just wanted you to cover.
Look at this. Look what she's doing now. Oh, my goodness, man. She got all this. We're like, man.
It was fitting right into what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, between the 3 of us, super duper researchers and stuff like that, and, got tech skills, let's just put this all together. And
I was doing it because, again, and I don't want to make it seem like I currently live in Altadena. I do not. I live in San Dimas because when I bought my house in 2020, I couldn't afford Altadena. But my parents,
nobody could.
Right. My parents have been there since 1968. My brother Jeff, we bought that house and moved in, and he was born a few months later. I was 2.5, and my parents still live there. And so all I could think of is I gotta help my parents. I gotta get my parents back in their house. I gotta get their house rebuilt. And how do I do that? And so I needed to share information, make sure my mom had it, make sure my sister had it, because they're all displaced and lost their houses. And to help my parents get back, how can I find people, right? So that's what I started doing. Like, and instantly I was like, I'm gonna have a town hall. I'm gonna find builders and I'm gonna have a town hall. And so then it was right around the time that I came on the podcast, and Kimberly Green was like, oh, it's Tony Talks or whatever, right? And gave us the name for that. And then Brian was like, that's dope, yeah. And we've been vetting people to come on the show. Why don't you vet people too? And so I started vetting not only to come on here, but then it grew for the town hall. And I had already talked to, the pastors at my church, like, I want to do this. And they were like, all right, good. Because that's where we need to go next steps anyway. So all of us all aligned. And this is what came out of it, is this town hall on Saturday. And it'll be the first of who knows what collaboration with Victory and with AltadenaTalks and with the community and for the community. And so everything we do is for that. We do this in our time because we all work remotely and we can. And don't think about if we're getting anything. We're not. This is absolutely a labor of love. If somebody tried to pay me to do this, I would not take a penny.
Nope.
This is love for
Did I just hear myself?
This is love for our community. So yeah.
Oh, so you want me to go? Okay, so speaking of the nonprofit, here's the link. Jamal, if you could pull that website up real quick so we can take you through. We've been busy. So my part of this mission is to make sure I'm out there every day in Dina trying to gather information, attending events, bringing the events back to you. But also I am the webmaster of the site, the webmaster. And as such, we have been building on this site every day. I mean, it's phenomenal. You see that beautiful background? That's Altadena, baby, up Lake Street. So that's the first thing you see. Then you see our ugly mugs, filling in the thing to let you know that we formed this foundation, this nonprofit, based on the podcast so that we can continue to raise funds to not only help the community by doing other things like these town halls and stuff like that, but to also get people to come in and check out our mission and see if they could possibly work with us, volunteer with us. There's going to be big things coming. We get news every day. People love what we're doing. We're the only podcast talking about Altadena that's consistent. You got all these other people that talk in spurts and say it every now and again or across their mind. No, this is our commitment to you for the next 4 years. 2 at minimum.
4 years. No, I'm just playing.
We might change the time slot, but this is basically us, and we have all the information here. We have a donation page on here. Jamal, if you go back up to the top and click the fundraiser section right there, it says donate, plain as day. It takes a second to load, but there it is. You can donate any minimum amount you like, and that just helps us out. The link is available, and we will put it in the chat. I will slap it up there in a few seconds. I'm going back to look at the comments. And look at Terry. You want to come back, Terry? He already said, nah, from Tulsa to Altadena and back. I think I want to go back the other way. So we appreciate you. If you go to the shop button, now this is in its infant stages.
Hold on a sec.
But we offer gear to help us fundraise. So So you can get your AltadenaTalks Foundation hat and hoodie pretty soon. Oh, we even got a mug there. You can get your coffee mugs right there. You click on that coffee mug real quick. So you see that right there? That's a beautiful, it will live through the fire if you have one again. The paint might melt off, but the cup will still be standing.
It's ceramic. It lasts.
Yes, it lasts a long time. I think that's what I didn't check when I went up to the house to see if my Stiller mugs. I didn't sift through to see if my Stiller mugs were still there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's the website. That's our fundraiser to help us keep funding the website, the podcast. The other donations are for us to help other people. As you guys know, one of my things I haven't released the press release yet, but I've made 2 generous donations to 2 different nonprofits. One is ours, of course, and one is a nonprofit called the Altadena Fresh Start Foundation, which is going to help young men who have suffered loss through the fire get skills, get groomed, free grooming services, help them get styled to go apply for jobs and stuff like that. So we're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We're not just sitting here twiddling our thumbs like sometimes you may see me doing this while I'm on screen, but I'm thinking of a master plan. That's always in my head. So this is the reason. Yeah, exactly. So this is the reason that Jamal, I'm gonna put that link in the chat real quick. Mm-hmm. And Marcus, we appreciate you as well. He's gonna be back on the show next week.
Yep. Thanks for that note that Rodney's Ribs is also going to be at 843 Woodbury today.
Rodney's Ribs
with World Central Kitchen. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Do I need to make a drive to dinner? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I would not. I fussed at someone. I was on the phone with someone last night, and they said, somebody that you two know, and they said, we're gonna, he was like, oh no, right over there. And I was like, where are you? And they said, at this food truck in Pasadena. I said, for World Central Kitchen? And he was like, yeah. I said, I called him in, right? And I was like, you aren't displaced. You're not from Dena. You don't live in Dena. What are you doing? Like, I'm on the phone going off on him, right? And he was like, I'm out here with Kev. You know, he lost both his houses. I was like,
he's what's that, like the service dog? Is the comfort?
Right. I was lighting him up though. I was like, what are you doing? You are
here, let me help you eat this burrito, man, and then here, I feel your pain.
Right. I was like, don't be going to Dena. That's for people that lost their houses, and that's for our community, and and he was like, dang, back up. I was like, no, that would be like me driving out there to go get some food. And trust me, y'all, I am for real a watchdog of Dena, like out there for real all the time, because this was last night.
That's funny.
I do not be going out there getting the food that's for the Altadenians and those that lost their houses. I was going off, and he was like, dang, back up off me. I'm out here with Kev. You know, he lost 2 houses, and he's getting stuff for him and the family. I'm just with him. I was like, don't you get your greedy tail, nothing. So, yeah, that was... But yeah, I'm gonna go to Rodney's. Hi, Terry.
Oh yeah, Eric, I forgot where you worked. Yeah, we definitely got to talk to you because I do want to probably utilize your services instead of the people we're using now. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Jackie Bailey. I know. That's what I'm saying. Excuse me. Thank you, Mrs. Bailey.
There you go.
Let me be proper. I don't know you like that, Jackie. Call you Jackie. Yeah, that's Mrs. Bailey. Yeah, Tony. That's Tony Baby Mama. That's what
because you know Tony gonna let you have it. No.
there's the nonprofit link right there. I just posted it in the chat so that if you guys want to go check it out. Now, there is a real site for it, but unfortunately, we have to put NP in front of it. So it's np.AltadenaTalks.org because we use our AltadenaTalks.org website domain as the short link to provide you short links. So, but you can get to it right there every time, and it's got its own domain too. So if you ever want to check it out, you can.
So let me say something, Brian. I think that's super dope that you self-corrected. And we were joking about my mom, right? Because I call her Jackie Bailey sometimes. I'd be saying, hey, Jackie girl.
Well, I didn't know it was your mom until you said that. Right. Then because I don't even call my own mom by her name ever in my life.
But the
I call my dad
the three of us, like, we are still from that generation that is very respectful. And if I saw Jamal's mom, I'd be like, hi, Mrs. Smith, or whatever, right? Or your mom.
I still ain't calling her by her first name.
Right. Hello. Exactly. So it was so dope because, like, you immediately realized, and I said, you were like,
yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Bailey. Right.
See, my mom is watching too.
Right. Hi, Mrs. Bacchus. Because again, we were the ones that your mama could check me, right? My mama could check you or snatch you up or whatever. And today, if it still happened, we would be like, yes, ma'am. Hi, Mrs. So-and-so, right? Because that's how we were raised. Some of these young ones, although like all of mine know better too, but some of these young ones nowadays, you'd be like, hold up, do I need to knock you out? Because you didn't say what you should have to my parent? Type thing. So that's why I started laughing about that, because instantly you were like, oh, hi, Mrs.
Yeah, because I was trying to get a closer look. No, you know what? Let's not go there, because I met your mom already at the movie, and I still didn't call her by her first name.
Oh, heck no. There's no reason for that.
No.
Mr. and Mrs. Bailey.
Well, it's funny because kids call me when I'm teaching them class with STEM and stuff, Mr. Brian.
But they put the Mr. in.
Yeah, they can't say my last name. It messes them up.
Yeah. But even when we were little, we would say Mrs. or Miss or Mr. and maybe the first name.
Yeah.
Some of these kids nowadays don't put a handle on it at all and just want to call you a name, and you'd be like, hold up, who are you talking to? Like, that's not. So
it's such a beautiful thing when you hear your kids call you, hey, Dad.
Right.
Like,
but it's funny you say that, because I do that with my kids and their cousins and uncles and cousins and stuff. So it's like when I introduce my kids to somebody, it's like if I say Mr., this is Mr. So-and-so, then they know that, that's not really a close, person. Most everybody else is like, this is Uncle so-and-so.
Uncle, yeah.
This is Auntie so-and-so, or cousin, that kind of thing. I mean, they're actual cousins. They call Auntie and Uncle because that's just that familial thing that we have. And I mean, that's just how we were raised.
We were raised, yep.
I like how your ventriloquism was working there, because your mouth never moved, but at the same time you're talking.
The camera froze again. You didn't know I had that talent.
Yes, I'll tell y'all.
How do we wind up going an hour and a half every single day?
Because people are talking. You know why? If nobody came on the show, we wouldn't be on here. So we would be talking to ourselves, and people can watch on the replay. But our show is so unique because it's interactive.
Yeah, it is.
So when people say something, we pop it up and we see, and we can say something so they feel engaged. People want to feel engaged because, people want to be engaged with. The whole point of this is, just like Erica said, this podcast is for information. So audiences have the information. Yeah. We get links from you guys all the time popping up. Oh, yeah, I saw this over here, just like the Steve. As soon as you showed that Steve Carell thing yesterday, every outlet had it. After us. Yeah.
What?
After.
Some of them.
I looked at that first.
I saw it the day before.
Me too.
Yeah. I know, but they started posting it.
Because on our John Muir alumni page or something,
that's
right?
That's the one I got it from. Yeah, that's where I played it from.
Yeah, that's the first place I saw it, obviously, because it affects all of us and everything. I was just about to say that my close friends are uncle and aunt, so, right? You already know, Z. We couldn't just be calling somebody.
Elaine needed somebody to holler at besides the TV, huh?
So you
I told you, that Trump.
Hey, I'm glad you're not getting a response, because then we'd have a problem.
Well, they are smart TVs. They're just taking in everything she says and then sends her back marketing materials.
Yeah, that's right. So in a way,
your mic is always listening. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. Your phone mic is always listening. How you think you be getting certain things that pop up on your phone out of nowhere? I was just talking about that the other day. Now I see it. Yeah.
They're like, keep talking. Or Alexa.
Always watching. Like angels in the outfield.
Out the blue. I hate that.
Yeah. Well, no. Now they got Gemini. Wants you to have a conversation with. I am not talking to AI about my personal life.
But I'm talking.
You already get enough of it.
Those speakers that
it
you
already
have.
knows because your phones, your TVs, everything are listening. And
I'm not going to tell you directly.
Look, I tell
when they
everybody,
just talk
they're like,
on their own.
"Oh, well, they're violating my privacy." I said, "Baby, you ain't have privacy."
You can turn the mic off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then I told somebody
the
the other day, they were freaking out about AI. Last Saturday, I went to a meeting at Habitat for Humanity. And I said, let me tell you something. I said, I work in tech. I said, they scare you saying AI. AI has been around
for like decades.
And we call it
automation.
large language,
Automation.
Well, automation or large language models,
Yep.
or
machine language.
learning. Right, machine learning. I said that's what we've been calling it in tech for a while. I said y'all know it is AI, and they're
because they lumped it all together.
Exactly. I said it is nothing new. It's been around a long, long time, and you ain't had privacy in 20, 25 years. Okay. So they were like, really? I said, believe it.
Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he works in the industry, and he was like, man, the AI is about to take my job. And I said, what do you mean? Well, I do lighting.
Are you trying to donate, Mom, to our foundation?
Sounds like it.
Oh, you know what? I could send my mama the QR code. No.
Yeah, no, the QR code, it works better. In fact,
but you know what? I can't text her the QR code. Put the QR code up.
Oh.
And then she could just scan it there. Is she gonna give us a donation?
Does she have two phones?
I do believe she does. And
then.
my mom got an iPad and an iMac.
She said yes.
Very tech savvy. She said yes. She does. She tech savvy. Like she could work in tech.
Hold on, I'm about to put it up.
For real. My mom is.
You got the one I sent you from
do I have it yet?
No, not you.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, in WhatsApp. Didn't we share them in WhatsApp?
Yep.
Okay,
actually,
cool.
what I'm gonna do is you're gonna share it there, and I'm gonna share it in the on Facebook. Yeah.
Thank you, Mother and my dad. Tell Dad I said hi. I'm gonna call you guys in a little bit.
Oh, maybe you can't paste. Oh, you can't paste it in here. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to scan it and then pop the link up.
Okay, yeah. Pop the link. Because if we got folks talking about they're trying to donate now, we need to make it available so they can. And,
that is true.
And on Saturday, I am going to an event for International Women's Day. And we'll be having our link. They already have a QR code in the booklet. But I'll be presenting on the fires and on AltadenaTalks Foundation and our podcast. They asked me to speak, so I will be doing that. And hopefully we have some nice little donations too. Because all our donations are really to give back to the community.
Hold on now. Let's see here.
I know we're all trying to scramble. I'm ready to standing by. No, they aren't. No, they aren't.
Everybody stumped like in the dead silence.
Yeah, we started talking about it, and somebody called us on it. It's like, oh, sorry, my bad. Forgot you were actually going to do something.
I'll try to see if there's anything else. Download.
Now my phone doesn't work.
As a PNG. Oh, no, yeah, no, we already have it as the PNG. We have it.
Well, no, I have the
You have what I sent you on WhatsApp, and I texted you, right?
I know, but it won't let you add comments.
I just added. I made it a PDF. Hold on.
No, I just posted the link in the comments. So if you want to click the link in the comments, it's very long. It's not short.
Oh, you didn't do the short link. Okay, yeah.
No, because this was the QR code for the event.
Yeah.
So it looks like this, but just please click it in the thing.
There it is. See, that's what I was going to put up.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I got. You had
that's the QR code, but this is the actual link to it. Now, you know, we are going to be doing something similar, Elaine. I'm going to leave this up here for a second, but one of our main things is to make sure that any nonprofit we deal with is compliant, because there's a lot of pop-up people everywhere claiming nonprofit status, ain't even filed. Didn't even file their forms with the IRS. You know, ours are pending right now because, as you know, well, this is don't have an EIN, haven't opened up the bank account, don't have a place to receive donations until your bank account.
Cash App. Nope.
Yeah, and that's not what we're doing. We're doing it through the book so that, you know, when you donate, it keeps a record of you. So then we can actually send you some appreciation as well as information as to upcoming events that your donation paid for.
And so that we can give a full accounting, because one thing that we keep hearing is people saying, where's all the money going for all the fire, the concerts, the this, the that. When it's done through an actual foundation, you have to, by law, because you don't want IRS and everybody else coming after you, give a full accounting of how that money came in and how it went out. So we are trying to do it correctly and make sure that if somebody says, well, what did AltadenaTalks take in and what did it go to? We can give you a full accounting.
And trust me, these videos are a majority of our records, as well as we utilize a CRM to keep track of the things we do, so that at the end of the year, it won't be any reporting issues. They're going to say, hey, can we get a report?
Everybody doesn't know what CRM is.
My bad.
We know. So, can you tell people what a CRM is, please?
We use a tool that's called a customer relationship management system.
It's a software. It's a platform.
Right. And the link will actually be on our website tomorrow. So that when people want to get information, it will send us. We can interact with you through the site. It's amazing. We high tech them over here. We're not trying to play with y'all. We're trying to show y'all that we doing what you need us to do. We're being transparent. We're keeping accounting. We're keeping records. I've taken the $11,000 that I earned from.
You didn't earn it. It was donated to a GoFundMe.
Yeah, I didn't earn it. You're right.
Right. It was.
I took the money that was donated to me, and I donated to our foundation and this other foundation. The reason why I like this other foundation is because they're focusing on the young men of our town, the ones who've lost their stuff lost their schools. Elliot. We're looking at the junior high people who are getting ready. You guys know how we grew up here. We grew up in a town, and every school experience was dope. You went to your elementary, your junior highs, your high schools. Now, these kids have gone through the pandemic just to come up on fire. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. So, I just text her the link. Oh, she's going to use the QR code.
Yeah. Oh, on that link. Oh, but can you do the QR code, Mom?
I think you can do Apple Pay.
Did you
probably not activated. It's probably not.
You didn't activate Apple Pay for it, Brian?
I'm about to go look right now.
Because you know what? We have Android. We don't have Apple phones. That's why we did it for our stuff. But we know that half of the world uses Apple, bruh.
Well, what can we say? What can we do? I'm only human. Of flesh and blood, a man. I am just a man. I'm stupid.
Y'all, we are silly.
Born to make mistakes. See, we got dead air time. Something's not right. Okay, of course I got this set up, so I have to go get the password from the thing. Oh my God, I can't do it. I can't believe. If I hadn't set that up afterwards. Yeah, where's my?
Had to step away for a second. What happened? What y'all trying to do?
We're trying to set up Apple Pay because I didn't do it.
Oh,
So we forgot that half the world runs on Apple.
Because we don't.
yeah, I definitely don't.
We're droiders. We're Star Wars fiends. You know what I'm saying? Android, dude.
That's
Marcus
the three
don't
of us
either.
are not Apple people. And
C3PO
he
here.
set it up like us.
Yeah, pretty much. But I am not prejudiced against Apple. I have to configure it all the time. So.
Tony, I need your shoulder warmer.
Oh, you got the shoulder issue too?
Right now, yeah.
Putting it on right now because I didn't have it on. I had it on earlier, but I was just feeling it. These are the greatest.
How far down your back does it go? Because I found one that goes like all the way down to like your
this one goes
covers your whole back.
Shoulder blades, and I have two of them. But I don't need it for my lower back, but just right up here is perfect.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to grab one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
You want me to keep this up here? This picture still?
I don't know, Ma.
All right, might as well. I mean,
Somebody wants
that's
to
what
know
everybody was asking for.
Jira administrator. No. BGSF.
All right. Man, an hour 41 minutes.
I know, right?
Well, it was a really good show. It was a really good show, you know.
All right,
hungry.
Brian.
Now
Well,
look,
it says it accepts Apple Pay and Google Pay. It's already clicked on it.
for the QR code.
Yeah.
If not, I'll send it to her. Don't trip.
Yeah.
I'll talk to her and I'll figure it out.
Accept online orders. Square's connected. Every credit card. Accept Apple Pay.
Brian,
Accept
I
Google Pay.
need that dude's number we were talking about yesterday.
yeah, I see it too.
Billy, don't you lose that number. 'Cause you're not anything.
Okay, I think we're
Didn't
done.
you have a list you were modestly selling with the basic steps? Yeah, I do. It's $10. You want it? I'm serious because I don't feel like. No, it's not even a list. It's a template. So you buy the template for $10, and then you go to my website to get the instructions for free. But the template is there so that you can keep track of everything.
Follow along.
Plus, I give you links to donation sites. That's what the $10 is really covering. Just my research into finding all of the different links, like Major Baseball.
QR code. Okay.
Major Baseball will, give you free tickets if you got, kids displaced, or you got a nonprofit organization that wants to do something for kids or homeless or whatever. These sports agencies like ABA, NFL, they'll give you tickets, but your stuff has to be set up in full compliance. They're not going to give it to you. So that's what the sheet is there for, is to tell you all the stuff you need to do. And do not think for 1 second that your website does not matter, because it does. Because if you don't have a website, they can't see your endeavors, they can't see your events, they can't see anything you've done or doing or proceeding to do. And you don't have a ground to stand on. That's why I tell everyone that's starting a nonprofit, regardless if you started it already, put on the events, get the shirts, take the pictures, do the videos, show that you're doing something. People only want to give to people that are doing something. You're not doing nothing, just sitting there, I lost my home, help me out. And then you just hold on to the money, or you leave it on GoFundMe for months. It doesn't make sense. What, you think GoFundMe's the bank? You can take the money they're giving you, put it in the bank, and earn something. You're not earning nothing with GoFundMe. They're earning the money. As long as you let it sit there, they don't rush you to get it off. That's sitting right there, and there was that brokerage account earning 60%. So yeah, we're just trying to create something that's going to leave a legacy for the people of Altadena, to know that there were some people that stepped up, that dedicated their time every day to bringing Altadena residents what they needed, what they didn't know about, scenarios, because, and the debate is needed. So you need some place to vent, to debate, to talk about, to discuss. And this is what we provided. And it's taken off. I'm proud of this little baby. We saw it from infancy. It's 2 months old now. Actually, ain't even 2 months old. It's a week. I started this 8 days after. So I think the 16th is when our anniversary happens. And here's the messed up part. That's when we can actually broadcast on AltadenaTalks Facebook. Because as soon as this happened, I started that. I was like, nah, let's get all this already set up. And AltadenaTalks on YouTube is also being broadcast to right now. So if you forget our names ever, just remember AltadenaTalks, and you could do so much.
Yeah, just put it.
Do you discuss costs, because so many don't know?
AltadenaTalks.
So if you go to my website, I have pricing on there on how much it actually costs. So the basics cost you about $800. That's just to get your setup. That's not even getting a website. That's not getting a business phone number. That's not getting business email. That's not getting the perks that you would need to get, so you wouldn't have to get business email. You get a nonprofit email. Google gives you nonprofit stuff for free as long as you're compliant, and they'll give you $10,000 a month in ad spend, so you can promote your nonprofit, which we will be taking advantage of as soon as we are compliant. And it takes about a day to file a nonprofit. You can file a nonprofit. It'll probably get back to you within a week. You get your EIN for free. You go open a bank account. If you don't have the bank account available, you can always set up Square. But you got to remember that everything that you do for your nonprofit is going to be, you're going to spend money or currency in either time or money. So you're either going to pay somebody to do it, or you're going to do it yourself. If you do it yourself and you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be more time consuming than if you paid someone. So we did do a podcast about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4, on the basics of a nonprofit. And you can actually go back through. I don't even know what episode it is, but I'll post it.
It was one of the early ones. It was like the second or third one. It was real early.
Yeah, I think we were showing you how to set up a CRM too.
Yep.
But basically, how big companies want to give you money, they want you to be compliant with not just the IRS, because a lot of people don't go to the IRS and look at it. So on the IRS, they're going to have, in fact, since people are on here still asking, I'm just going to pull it up and show you because it's easier. Let us show you the motto. All right, so I'm going to share this screen. The infamous IRS. That Trump is trying to disband. Just so he can do some shady, because they want everybody to be dumb and stupid.
Exactly.
My favorite word you say, stupid.
Go for the okie doke.
So if you go to the IRS's website, this is how you can check to see if somebody's a bona fide nonprofit that's a 501c3. Now, if you go to the Secretary of State, you can find out if somebody's a nonprofit, check them out. Just put the name in and you'll get their entity number. And then you can put that into the Franchise Tax Board, and it'll tell you if they're in good standing. But if you want to see where charities are, you click this little link up at the top that says Charities and Nonprofits. This is going to be a repetitive 3-button push. So it's going to say Tax Exempt Organization Search, TOS. You're going to click Search Organizations under that. Then you're going to click on this link right here that says the same thing as a search tool. And then you're going to click this one more time. I just told you it's a 3-button click so that you can see. Here it is. So here's where you can search by the EIN number or the name. So I'm going to search one of the ones that I just formulated for a nonprofit in Minneapolis, Citizen Father Foundation. And as you can see here, it'll pop up, or maybe not. IRS site is slow. There it is. So when you go here, you'll see that their EIN is public. The name of their organization is public. They're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And they have the 3 determining factors for companies or people to want to donate. So publication 78 data is the business master file of all nonprofits who are actually active, right? In good standing. Form 990N is what you file when your first year is up. So as you can see here, this was the tax period ending January to December of 2023. Here's the name of the company. Here's the executive director. And he didn't make over 50,000, so he just filed a postcard. There's his website right there, and no, the organization has not terminated. So going back, let's go back since I can't do it that way. If you come here and you hit the determination letters, now what this letter does, and it shows you right here, is a PDF. I'm going to see if it pops up, and then I'm going to share that link as soon as it pops up. And I got to take this out of full screen mode so I can go in and get it. Okay, so here is their determination letter. Take that down. And as you can see here, this shows when they were, here's their EIN, when they were formed, May 21st of, well, actually, when they actually did this in October, this is effective exemption of October 18, 2023. This is when I filed it. This is when I filed their Secretary of State. They didn't file this part until May 21st when they were granted a grant and had to actually become a 501c3 because it was backwards in Minneapolis. They were like, oh, here's the money, but you got to do all this, and this to get it. So it took us from May to October to get the money because we had to go and do all of this stuff for them. But they're now a 509A2, which is a derivative of a 501c3 because it tells you right here that you are a nonprofit. Now, the difference between where you see 509A2 here and 501c3, so a 509A2 is a file when you're filing a 1023EZ. And that's this one right here. So you file a 1023EZ, you become a 509. So you're actually, 501c3s are only for churches, universities, and hospitals. If you are a 501c3, but you're not one of those 3, you fall into another category, which is still the public charity, but you now have to decide if you're going to be a community organization, a program-based organization, if you're going to become a chamber of commerce, and that's a whole nother thing. That's not even 501c3, that's a 501c4. C6 if you want to be a broker. So, to do an investment fund or something like that. There's a whole lot of them. So 501c4, C3, 4, and 5 are the ones that combine political with investment funding, and they give all the money they raise from that to their nonprofit charity, which is 501c3. I know that's a lot, and I don't expect you to be able to digest all that at once.
There's going to be a test tomorrow. So
yeah, absolutely. And if you're not paying attention, you're just going to be out the box. I'm sorry.
Just watch the end of the video again.
Yeah, that means you're going to have to come in at an hour and 45 minutes. And we'll probably have to. Oh, you're still around, huh? Okay, so we'll go ahead and continue. She said, wait, I'm still around. Okay, so back to, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
that's true. He does have a lot in that big brain.
That's just that part. Now, if you really want to see what you're supposed to look like, I'm going to take you to this website called candid.org. And this is what big foundations, big money, everything goes here. So Candid is where everybody goes to find out. Okay, so this would be a site Tony would have created because this is a vetting site, for lack of a better description. So you got GuideStar, which is going to tell you if you're on here and you're gold certified or not. The foundation directory is going to allow you to, and let me put this on full screen. Foundation directory is where you go look people up. So I'm going to go look up the Citizen Father one, basically because I know that one is vetted. And of course, I'm just waiting for the login. Now, once you get your nonprofit, you're gonna end up being listed here, and you're gonna have to go claim your nonprofit. Actually, I'm in the wrong section, so let's go back.
So you didn't transition to giving a nonprofit class today, huh?
Oh yeah.
Now I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a quickie.
Nonprofit class session.
You're gonna get the what do you call that? The Cliff Notes. I'm not really taking you through the whole thing because it's a lot. So, GuideStar is the one you want to go to find out if people are vetted by being compliant on the site. So I'm going to log in, and then I'm going to show you as soon as it logs in. Because I hit it again. No, I guess not. This website uses cookies. Well, I don't need your cookie. Everyone be quiet.
I'm thinking chocolate chip cookies that I would
I miss Mrs. Fields, man. Them little tiny chocolate chip ones, they give you like 15 of them.
Go get
those
some
are scary. Those are scary.
They still got it?
You just keep popping them in your mouth.
Oh, I did not know.
Camera keep.
Senator Needham still have them, Miss Fields.
Okay, so you can see right here that if I looked up Citizen Father Foundation, there's a whole bunch of foundations. The Citizen Foundation. What's beautiful about this, it tells you how much money they got. So this is why I use this tool, because this is where I go to find people who are dealing with the same type of mission statement that we're dealing with. And we can reach out to these folks. So you can see this one, they got 17 million in assets. No, 29 million in assets. That's the Columbus Citizen Foundation. Now you see all of these are gold, right? This one's platinum because they didn't fill out the whole gambit. So I'm going to take you to Citizen Father, and I'm going to show you why this is so important to be in compliance with this. The reason why is because this is where nonprofits come to check you. So as of February 2025, they are in good standing, and your contributions to them are tax deductible. They also are in good standing with the IRS Business Master File. That's what this BMF stands for a 509A2. And as of February 10th, what's today? March. So this is 2 weeks ago. They do this every month. Then if you hit the summary, can you guys see the summary?
Yep.
Okay. You can download this so you can keep track of people you vet when you're trying to give them money. So you can see right here, IRS Publication 78, which is the Business Master File, tells us we're verified with the most recent bulletin as of March 3rd. This is updated all the time, so you don't have to sit there and worry about, am I in compliance? Well, you are if you're dealing with them. Now, the beautiful thing is, in order to get the gold status, you have to fill out every section of this: the summary, the programs and results, the financials, and the operations. So, as you can see, everything is here. They're a subsection of the public charity 501c3. They're also filed. They were required to file a 990N. It was filed. You can see right here that it was provided by the organization. If you click on the link, it's going to take you to it downloaded it. So I'll show you that later. Then you come down here. Here's the programs. Of course, that says update now because we're gold and we're not platinum. So we can add some more information to this. Shows you the location, even though that's not coming up right now. Then it shows you the program that they got the funding for, which was the Trauma Informed Leadership Development Program. And we wrote this program so that we would be able to teach fathers how to be leaders. And then one of our, actually, we just applied for another grant, which is expounding on that. And we're going to teach every last one of these fathers how to start their own nonprofit. That's the next program that we're writing right now. So right here is our strategic plan. You can click on it. I'm going to download it so it'll pop up. And then once it pops up, I'm going to show you what that looks like, because you're going to have to do this. Oh, and I'm also click on the other one too to show you that as well. So I'll share this tab. This was the filing of the postcard, and it shows you when it was filed, for what, and it even gives you the IRS submission number, so you know that this is a legit document. We filed this on April 4th because it was already, the tax year of 2023 was over. So you can see that right there. And then you can also see this other document, which is the document that we had to write. And yeah, remember, all this is
strategic plan.
Yeah, all this is public information. So when people go to see what you're actually doing, and we're in the process of creating ours. So we're going to have this same strategic plan, not this same one, but the same setup, the mission statement, the objectives, the key programs. And, we got trauma-informed leadership development, advanced parenting techniques, volunteer monitoring and management program, community outreach and support initiatives. And then the impact will be reach 100 fathers through the leadership program, ensure all volunteer drivers have up-to-date insurance. These are things that you have to pay attention to, because nonprofit is just not, I'm going to go out there and help people. You're going to need a board of directors. You need a minimum of 3 board of directors in order to file. So it's just not even a long thing. This is like 3 pages. So, you don't have to, it's not rocket science, but if you follow the plan, then you will be okay. So going back to the candid, how we listen, we got to pay attention, because this is a community-based nonprofit, just like most of them are. Now, you got to remember, there's a difference between a public foundation and a private foundation. The private foundation doesn't have to let anybody know anything of what they're doing. They don't even have to show you how much money they got. They only have to tell the IRS. I'll give you an example. Rolex is, everybody knows who Rolex is. Rolex makes millions of dollars in profits in watches. But what you don't know is that Rolex is owned by a nonprofit, and they don't pay a dime in taxes, because all the profits go to the nonprofit, and it doesn't go to individuals. It goes to the core of the nonprofit, so they can do outreach with people and things like that. But they have Rolex under their nonprofit as a DBA. You can have a for-profit under your nonprofit, or another nonprofit under your nonprofit. And you can have a limited amount of these. So it's not like if you have an idea and it doesn't fit your nonprofit's mission statement or vision statement, you can create a DBA and you make that nonprofit do its own entity. Then, of course, we go down here and they ask us how our organization uses feedback. We answer all the questions. Here's the financials for the first year. It was under $50,000. We got a $25,000 grant. $15,000 of it went to program services, $10,000 went to administration, and the contributions that we started off with was the donations that were given to begin with. So next year, this revenue and expense sheet will be different when we file for last year's, and it'll show that we had more expenses but we got more donations. Then down here, it tells you the operations. This shows you your letter of determination. Wait, what? That's wrong. I just sent that to them. Letter of determination not available for this organization. Form 1023 is not available. I sent both of these to them, so I don't know what they're talking about. That's probably why they said they need to update it. But you can see that here's the board of directors. I'm the board co-chair. Guy Bowling is actually the executive director of it, and we have another guy. So, you fill out all this information. This will take you about 4 hours to do. And they want to see the race of the nonprofit, the gender of the nonprofit, the transgender of nonprofit, whatever it is, how many disability people you got. You know, they want to know all this because I'm just going to tell you, everybody ain't who you are. But the money that they have to give you help the causes you want to help. So if you got some sort of bias towards people of any type of race, ethnicity, gender-based, whatever, you don't need to be running a nonprofit. I'm just telling you that right now. So, and I'm just showing you that to show you that the way it works with them is once you get your nonprofit set up and you got your what do you call it? Let me put this back. Once you got your nonprofit set up, and the NFL is a nonprofit. It is. And guess what? It's run by all 32 team owners donating $10 to $20 million a year to keep it running, so that they can negotiate the contracts with the TV stations to get more money to come into their nonprofit that they don't have to pay taxes on. So you guys got to understand how this game works. Mm-hmm. It's a real game. I mean, you can actually work for a nonprofit and get paid a salary. Mm-hmm. You're going to get taxed. The nonprofit won't. Yeah, Marcus, nonprofit I mean, the NFL is a nonprofit. But, you know, we'll probably do another, you know, podcast just strictly dedicated to showing you, because I think we'll probably get crazy numbers when we do that, because everyone is trying to do a nonprofit and not everyone knows how. It's not just filing 2 documents and getting a bank account and now you're a nonprofit. Now, actually, you are. You're a local nonprofit. You can't qualify for no money because you don't have a 501c3. And who wants to get $10 here, $20 there? When if your causes are great and you're doing things that really are needing funding, that's why they have $200 million funding programs for fathers across the nation. 189 million funding for families, you know, so that you can keep track of how families are doing. You know, how you think the YMCA and the Boys Club and all of these big entities that need hella funding get funding because they provide reports at the end of the year. Sometimes some of these people want the reports every month because they don't want to sit there and waste your time or theirs. So they want to know. And you got these people that got money, but they really want to be involved. So that's what they call donor advised funding, where they're going to advise you what to do with the money. And I'm going to give you this $10 million, but I need you to do this. I need these kids over here to have homes by the end of the year. I need these kids to have gained weight or being nutrition, you know, suffering from malnutrition. I need this and this. And that's why you see all these videos of people actually doing and giving and saying, you know, what you should do, because that's what the foundation is for. It's about being benevolent, and this is not a business to make money in. This is something that you do because you have a passion. And I've been setting up nonprofits for the last 12 years. Actually, no. Yeah, 12 years. I set up my first one. No, 2006. That's when I set up my BBC Kids. And that was spawned from my son. He couldn't read that well, so I had him come with me for the whole summer. And it was like a Sylvan Learner moment when he gave me his report card, all A's. And he said something so profound to me after that. He goes, "Dad, you know what? I think you should help other kids. I want to share you with other kids." And I think I shed a tear that day. He goes, "Why are you crying?" I said, "Man, because I'm an emotional creature, and you came from me, and I'm seeing this beautiful thing just evolve and just get smart. And some of the stuff you say to me, I don't even know where you learned it from, but I'll take it." But yeah, I started BBC Kids in 2006, and then I took it to the city of Pasadena Victory Park day camps. And I've had the pleasure of being in the mall a few years back, and a kid ran up to me, Mr. Brian, I'm a computer engineer because you showed me the way of it, and you were doing all kind of. I was showing these 5-year-olds how to build websites. They was like, "We're gonna build cartoon characters of your sites." It's so much fun, man. I live for people. I live to see people thrive, survive, and progress. And when you get a feeling like that, somebody walks up to you and says, "Thank you," because my father was that for me, and I thank him all the time. And he goes, "It wasn't nothing. But yeah, I know my dad's proud, and so I keep trying to do stuff to make him even prouder. So that's my spiel for today, y'all. Non-profit and why I'm benevolent. That's why we're gonna make sure y'all got some chips and water when you get
Right. He's got more for later shows. Absolutely.
We have to have a virtual party one day.
Mm-hmm.
Except I'm not gonna be sitting in front of his background. I'm gonna be outside somewhere at the park. In fact, I think we all are. We'll probably just all be in the same spot and we'll just be broadcasting it. Come on now, join the party. We have Victory Park over here, Victory Outreach Tour. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go to the Victory Black Church. Remember, Elaine said that.
Instead of Victory Bible Church, Victory Black Church.
Victory Black Church. But I think that's it. This is the longest show we've done. I thank you guys for staying on. Appreciate it. Anybody got any last words? We're 2 hours and 10 minutes in. I think my stomach is calling for some Vincenzo's pizza again. That was so good.
Dude, you went yesterday. How you gonna lose weight?
I know, man.
You keep going to Vincenzo's every day.
Oh, I'm just trying to walk it. I'm walking enough to just
You
keep
said you're trying to
food.
get healthier or something.
I know, but it's just so hard because I'm out here in foreign land and ain't my usual spots I go to, so I got to keep trying new spots. Popeye's chicken ain't cutting the mustard.
They got pho or pho.
Right, they got pho.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat that.
Every day ain't a new spot. Every day.
Yeah. Well, I'm going back to hit the pho because number one, it doesn't make you gain weight, and I probably need to flush that Vincenzo's out.
It'll be there, or at least
that pizza was so good, though. Doug, I hope I heated up 2 pieces, and yesterday, and Sherry was like, "What you got there?" And I said, "I got a piece for you." She said, "Oh, that's some good pizza." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Next time you're gonna come with me, right?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Was it that intense?
No, that's how it is. She's very calm.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm the hyper one.
You don't say.
No.
Okay, we're done, folks. Everybody say bye. We're out of here.
Have a wonderful day.
Appreciate
you guys. Have a great
much.
weekend because I won't be here tomorrow. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And what did they used to say on Saturday night? Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.